Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning to you. How are you doing on this awesome and amazing day today? You guys, here in Enlightenment and Awareness Academy, I often let me share this on my Tina Wolf page. Okay. Good morning, Tim. I often encourage everybody to ask questions, interact, and we have such a great, amazing, powerful group of people here that we all jump in to help and support each other through a cause. This morning I woke up and I felt like after having some conversations, not only at work, but with other people, that anxiety seems to be a huge thing. Speaking on anxiety, being anxious, utilizing these words, people self-diagnosing themselves, saying, "Oh, I'm having anxiety." Good morning, Carla. People saying, "I have this." For one, I want us to be very careful with the terms that we are using and what we are speaking on when we are affirming things for ourselves. When we say, "I am anxious, I have anxiety," when we are saying that, we are affirming that is what we have. What we should be saying is, "I have been diagnosed with anxiety," or "I have been diagnosed with feeling anxious." Good morning, Anita. Instead of claiming and affirming that's what we're having. That's number one. When I was going through an experience, I was going through a separation of for before I divorced. I went through a separation. I went to lots of counseling. I had a very great, phenomenal therapist, Miss Deborah Pruitt. She's an amazing therapist. She helped me to break down what anxiety is, how it works, and how to get past and or through it, up into and including as well panic attacks. I used to have severe panic attacks to the point where I would pass out and become catatonic. I used to, when I would pass out, even if I came to, I could see you, I could hear you, but I could not respond. And this would be so frustrating to the people in the medical industry. Good morning, Connie. It would be so frustrating to the people in the medical industry because they're feeling, once you're open, your eyes are alert, you should be able to talk. And when you're dealing with an EMT that's coming from an ambulance and they see that you're alert and you're not speaking, they become frustrated. And they're like, "Man, she all right, she just not talking." It's not that. For one, I'm having a freaking out of body experience. So even though my body is responding, I'm having a conversation with my body. It's having a conversation with my energy or my spirit or my soul, whichever way you tend to, describe it. And it's not wanting to come back into the body to complete the whole process so that I can be fully present and aware. So when that would happen, they didn't know what to do. They would take me to the hospital. Of course, they check your blood pressure. And of course, when you're having a panic attack, none of that shit matters. Because on the inside, and also learning that I was empathic as well, feeling what other people felt. Good morning, Felicia. I would be feeling all of their shit when I'm already not in my body. So I'm standing next to myself, watching what's going on with the physical body and not wanting to get back into that body, get back into that space. Good morning, Tariq. Good morning, Roxy. So when somebody is having a panic attack, depending on who it is, good morning, Kimya. So if you are having a person that's having a panic attack, right? They may have a hard time breathing. Their heart may begin to race, right? But if you take their blood pressure, everything is like so chill, so normal. But the person is, as we call it, freaking out, right? They don't know what's going on. The reason they're having this physical response, okay? The reason they're having this physical response is because the energy, your soul, your spirit is not matching the experience. A lot of people as empaths, we have that ability to jump out of our body or jump out of our skin, so to speak, to either shut down and or to avoid, to give ourselves time and space till we can figure out the proper coping mechanism. Okay, it's coming to me that I need to go get my Quan Yin deck. I've been feeling that I need to get it for quite some time, so I'm going to go get it, but I'm going to keep talking. Okay. In Enlightenment and Awareness Academy, in the group, I always encourage you guys to, ask questions, post questions, and, so everybody can answer. And we did have a group member who posted a topic on anxiety, and I'm going to read what that is and address it. And as always, Enlightenment and Awareness Academy teachers and students, I want all of us to, if you're, able to, I want us to share the experience, maybe if you've had one, how you got through it, and or if you've never had one, but something's coming to you to share with everybody to help them through the experience. Those that are having this experience, I want you to open up to that. I'm going to go ahead and do my disclaimer with the readings, because at first I brought forth my decks, my Healing Yourself deck and my Love Romance Angels deck, but what has come to mind is my Quan Yin deck. Now this is a pretty powerful deck. I haven't opened it in a while, but it has such great information in it. So I'm just going to put it right here for right now. But what I want to bring to the situation is I want to bring out this yellow piece of material. Yellow to me represents joy. And my granddaughter, she say it is happy. It's happy, Mimi. Happy and joy. So for her, happy means one thing and joy means another. So we're going to bring in feelings of happiness and joy. I feel like some of you, good morning, Cinnamon. Good morning, Farah. I feel like some people are actually like, let me get my paper and pen, right? Because I'm finna take notes. And if you feel like you need to take notes, please take notes, okay? And always share. Roxy says, absolutely. You described it perfectly. I used to have panic attacks as soon as my energy was thrown off. Exactly. So I'm going to do the disclaimer, and then I'm going to read the question that was posted in the group, and we're going to break down a couple of things. This is going to be a lesson today. I'm not even sure how long this lesson is going to go. I'm going to try to keep track of the time. So let's see. Somebody ding me when it's 10 o'clock so I can kind of wind it up. All right. So the disclaimer, during the reading, I may understand, you may not. You may understand, I may not. We both may understand during the reading, or we both may not understand during the reading. I'm going to ask that you respect my perspective. I will also respect your perspective as well. Okay. If the message you are receiving is different from the one that I am providing, it's quite all right. Please share the message, because it may be for me or it may be for someone else. Okay. Please do not use these readings as a form of therapy or advice. You have been blessed with the gift of discernment. Okay. So take the information you need and throw the rest away. I feel like I left something out. Please respect my perspective, and I will also respect your perspective as well. If the message you are receiving is different from the one that I'm providing, it's quite all right. Please share the message, because it may not be for me, but it may be for someone else, or it may be for me. Okay, so if I skip something, it'll come back to me, but for some reason I needed to repeat that part. It is very important to me that you guys express yourself and be open. Part of what I'm about to teach you with anxiety and anxiousness, what I have learned, it comes from not expressing yourself, and it also comes from not diagnosing, if you want to say, what your particular emotion is. This is the biggest thing of how you're going to get through it. So the question in the group says, Since I have a serious question and I feel like this is the best group of minds to ask it in. Let's just talk about that really quickly. That first portion right there is so important because what is being said is, I feel safe in here. Part of battling anxiety and feeling anxious is to be able to feel safe to be open. That's number one. You're already diffusing it by feeling safe. So number one, if you're writing, write it down. Feeling safe is the number one priority to battling against anxiety and anxiousness. So safe. Okay. If somebody can look up, if you have an opportunity to look it up, if not, remind me to look it up in a second. Look up the word safe. Okay. If you don't know what safe means, then just be honest and say you don't know what it means. Because if you're having anxiety, then honestly, you don't know what safe is when it comes to certain situations, right? There are some points where you're stronger at some and weaker in other areas, right? So you have to know what the definition of safe is across the board, okay? And we're going to learn that today because in my mind, I know what safe is. Safe to me means I can feel free to express myself in any manner and I don't feel threatened or harmed. That's what safe means to me. So if you have a definition of safe, I want you to share that. Okay. That was the first thing to address on your battle. The next is, she says, how can or / do you discern when it's your intuition versus anxiety? Both can be overwhelmingly powerful. Okay. So Quan Yin, in her book, Good Morning Coach Lawrence, Quan Yin teaches us that your intuition is the way you think. Your instinct is the physical response that your body gives you. Okay? When people say, I feel it in my gut, what they're saying is my intuition, my brain is saying one thing, but it is not logical and it does not make sense. But when I feel it in my gut, when I have that instinctual side is saying to me, I don't care what your brain is saying, this shit ain't right. This shit is not right. I don't care what your brain says. There will be times when your instinctual side, your body, and your intuitive side, your mind, are not matching up. And when your intuitive side and your instinctual side, right? Let's make sure we keep these separate. Do not match up. This is when you get the panic attack, okay? And I'm using quote fingers, but I'm just saying this is when you're getting the panic attack. Because what you're doing is you're separating your empathic self. You are dividing yourself. In the group, I don't know if I have it readily available. I'm going to scroll and see if it comes right up. But in the group, I posted a meme. Here it is. This is what it feels like. This is a perfect example of what it feels like. Can you guys see that? And basically what it reads is, it says, when I finally found the motherfucker that had been holding me back. The motherfucker. I'm motherfuckers, as they say nowadays. I'm motherfuckers. So you have your instinctual side and you have your intuitive side fighting against each other. Okay? They are fighting against each other. Your intuitive side and instinctual side are fighting against each other. And as they're fighting against each other and they are divided, your intuitive side is saying, And your instinctual side is fighting and say, yaha. So the brain and the body are not matching. Connie says, in my experience, I've stopped talking when I felt like I wasn't being taken seriously or not heard. Ooh. That's a huge one. That we need to address that. That's a huge one. That is also part of where anxiety may come from, because it's retaining that unpleasant experience that you had. Not realizing not everybody's going to give you that experience. So that's a part of the emotional learner that we talked about. For those of you that have listened to me before, you know, I've spoken on emotional learning, and what emotional learning is when you have a experience. Okay. When you have an experience as an emotional learner, you catalog it and you remember it and you're like, boop. And then when anything remotely close to that unpleasant experience happens, your brain remembers that. And you go automatically into whatever mode you felt during that time. Okay. There was a period of time in my life where I actually overdosed on some pills. When I came back from that experience, every time I saw a pill, my physical body would remember the last time I put that pill in my hand, what happened. My body is like, shit, So my hands start shaking. I might even throw the pill. I might drop the pill. I might throw the bottle. No. And my body, even though my mind is saying, Tina, you're in pain. You need to take this pill to feel better. My body is like, fuck that. No. That's what my body is like, no. So I had to learn and reteach myself that it is okay. Tina, it's a fucking vitamin. It's a vitamin, Tina. It's not anything that's going to harm you. Tina, it's just a vitamin. Tina, this ibuprofen is going to help you because you know your stomach is hurting and you're cramping. And Tina, take the ibuprofen. It's not the same thing. But my physical body has that muscle memory. My hands would start sweating. I would start getting lightheaded. I would start getting dizzy. I'd start panicking. My brain was in agreement with my body and said, we don't know what to think. Even though I know this is a vitamin and this is some freaking ibuprofen, I feel like it's that other pill. What if somebody's trying to trick you, Tina? Holy fuck. So I'm having this battle with myself. Right? It says, do you discern when it is your intuition versus anxiety? Okay. Your intuition will say to you, Tina, here's this pill. It's going to help you to feel better. It's a freaking vitamin. Take it. The anxiety is going to say, last time you took that pill, remember what happened? That's the difference. Or at least for me, right? Now it comes into where you have to retrain your brain. So she says, I understand this may not apply to most, but open to answers and feedback from anyone. So she's open. Okay. Roxy said, that makes sense. I mix up the definition of intuition versus instinct all the time. Absolutely. Okay. So we're going to go to Quan Yin and then I'm going to share something with you guys. This is going to be real easy. Probably so easy you're like, it's hard. And that's okay. Hard just means you have not yet obtained the skill. That's all it means. Okay, so we're going to go to Quan Yin 29, Blessing of the Kite Dancer. Here's the card. I absolutely love this artwork. It's so beautiful and it is so amazing. Okay, so let's and what I used to do when I read from here, I used to read the first portion, the italicized portion only. Okay, because she has, Quan Yin don't play. She give you homework. So we're going to read the first italicized portion, and then I'm going to give you some tips on how to work through the panic attack and also work through the anxiety, what it is, the feeling anxious, and how I got out of that situation and learned how to face it. Okay. So it says, number 29, Blessing of the Kite Dancer. Okay. I recognize immense potential and talent within you, beyond what you can see for yourself. I know that you're willing to develop into all that you are, and so I shall become your divine mentor. I will encourage and guide you as you manifest your potential, develop, and express. This is a key word. Express your talents and fulfill your divine destiny. Sometimes I will evoke the best in you through opportunity. Sometimes I will coax forth the best in you through challenge. Okay. What you can be assured of is success on this path of self-development. Life has offered you much natural ability and talent. I will help you discover and develop it so that you can offer it back to life as a gift of gratitude. So, to me, what Quan Yin is saying is, I'm going to send you some challenges. If you can face the challenge, there will be success on the other side of it. Because in order to reward you with something, I got to make sure that you're going to be able to handle things. This is why when you go on a job interview, they say, how do you handle things under pressure? Do you break? Do you crack? Do you become overwhelmed? Most of us play cool. Oh yeah, I can do that. But then when the pressure comes, it's like, ooh. Sometimes under pressure, I actually do better. But there are some times where I'm like, I need to step back for just a second. Hold up. Connie says, I listen to the tone. My intuition is soft-spoken. Instinct is aggressive for me. So your physical body is like, yeah, what's up, motherfucker? And your brain is like, now let's just chill for a second. I get it. That's where we have to get both into alignment. Okay. So Quan Yin is saying she's going to help you to develop the skill to be able to face challenges, if you should so choose to accept her journey. So some of you that believe in, it's 10 a.m. Okay, thank you. I'm going to start wrapping it up. For those of you that believe in receiving help from different energies, entities, deities as they call them, Google Quan Yin. It's spelled so many different ways. They have Kuan, Quan, and they have Quan, Yin, Yin. So look her up. Okay, gain some wisdom, but she's willing to help you through this experience. So here are the tips, okay? And thank you, Connie, for that, all right? Here are the tips. 1, when your mind and your body are not together, stop. Take a second to breathe. I did put a breathing activity into the group for anxiety. I posted that in there today. Okay. I'll go back and revise it and post the link above this post. Stop. Breathe. If you are the person that had the type of panic attacks that I used to have, where I would start to see different colors, I could feel my crown chakra tingling, and I would either pass out or have a seizure. Okay? What I realized for me was that this was a crown chakra opening to give me more knowledge and help. Sit down or lay down immediately. I don't care if you're in your office. Sit down, lay down, breathe through it. Breathe. This is the first thing. The next thing is, whatever it was that you were doing, I want you to think about the last thing that was on your mind that stressed you out, or that caused you to have feelings that you have not been able to describe. Okay? What my therapist taught me was, all anxiety is, all feeling anxious is an undescribable feeling which can become overwhelming. So once you get your breathing under control, the second thing to do is describe the emotion that you are feeling. Good morning, Deborah. If most people will not take time to do that, that's why you feel overwhelmed. You feel overwhelmed because you don't know what you're feeling. If you are an empath, it's even worse because you don't know what you're feeling, if it's you or if it's someone else. Yes, Tina's going to teach the class. I'm going to work on getting that Zoom up today. Okay? You have to learn how to discern your energy from someone else's energy. Whatever you're feeling, if you're feeling scared, acknowledge it. You know what? Okay, I'm feeling scared. Okay, why am I feeling scared? Okay, I'm feeling scared because I know I have a project that's due today. Okay, why are you afraid that you know you have a project due today? Because I haven't worked on any of it. And I've got to do 5 pages and I haven't even started. Okay, so you have to do 5 pages. You haven't started. Now what? Now I'm going to blame myself for not doing it. Okay. Now that you've blamed yourself for not doing it, okay, now what? How does that make you feel? It makes me feel not good. Like I can't do anything right because I can't meet this deadline. Okay, now that you've acknowledged that, now what? I don't know. You don't know? Once you get to the I don't know, keep going. You are almost there. Well, what could you have done different? Well, I probably could have started earlier. What else could you have done? I could have got an accountability partner. Okay, what else could you have done? I could have asked for help. Well, why did you think you procrastinated on this? I procrastinated because it was hard and I really didn't think I could do it. Okay, if you really didn't think you could do it, why didn't you think you'd do it? Because, you know, back in high school, when I used to go to high school and I used to get these projects, I used to fail. I used to make an F. Okay. You're not in high school anymore. No. But I still have that memory of when I would take a test or when I would do a project, I would fail. So now I don't want to do this project because in my mind, I already know I'm going to fail. So now we've got to go back to high school and we got to fix what happened in high school, because now we can't even move forward. Because now every time a project comes, we have the same feeling that we felt. But you have to get to the root of it. Now, this is where a therapist comes in, a coach comes in, a psychiatrist or psychologist, or someone that's in the metaphysical field, like some of the teachers that we actually have here. We have shaman in here. We have other metaphysical teachers in here that can help with energy balancing and everything in the group. Reach out to them and allow them to help you. The first step, as they say in most programs, is acknowledging you need the help and being honest with yourself. When I started having those experiences, I would remember what my therapist taught me. Start to diagnose why you're feeling that way. If you're getting up to the point of the panic attack, and if you're getting up to the point of where you are like, leave me alone, and you don't want to talk about it and you don't want to deal with it, guess what? When you come back, the shit is still gonna be there. So you have to get your intuitive side and your instinctual side in alignment and address it. Describe what you're feeling and go backwards into how it started. And then once you figure out how it started, create solutions. So now you're like, okay, Tina, that's great. Now I know how it started, but at 5 p.m. today, I still have to get that project done. So what do I do, Tina? Okay, this is what you do. You go in and you tell whoever the project is due for, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have it ready. Can I get an extension? And be prepared for the consequence. Good morning, Cedric. Be prepared for the consequence. They may say no. Good morning, Charlie. They may say no. You cannot, because you've had a whole month to do this. But they may say yes. I'm going to give you 2 days. Whatever the consequence is, if they say no, you're going to have to take a 0. Know that, you know what? I'm taking this 0 on this project because I was fearful that I was going to fail. So I actually created that I was going to fail, and I did. Now, I tried to change the situation by asking for help. The teacher may say, you're going to have to take a 0 on this one. But my advice is from this lesson, next time, tell me ahead of time that you need help so I can help you. Or the teacher may say, you know what, I'm going to give you 2 more days. What do you need help with to get this done? And if I give you a second chance, how do I know that you are going to finish it this time? Don't start panicking. I don't know. Have your solution in mind. I know it's going to get done because I'm going to give you my best effort, and I have already devised a plan on how to do it. The first thing I'm going to do is bam. The second thing I'm going to do is bam. The third thing I'm going to do is bam. Because now you're having to re-earn the teacher's trust that you're actually going to do what you're saying you're going to do. It's not enough to just say it. So with these anxiety attacks, don't run from it. Don't leave. Don't not cope with it. Don't put yourself in a hermit in a hole. Sit down, meditate, think about it, and come to it in reverse. And what will happen is you will create a new experience that says, you know what? They like You got this another project. You got 2 months to do it. It's 5 pages. But you're going to remember and say, you know what? When I was in high school, I used to fail all those things. But this time, I went to the teacher and told him I needed more time and more help. This time, I have time. I'm just going to start ahead of time because I've learned my lesson. And once you have learned your lesson, you hereby remove anxiety and anxiousness on that situation. And you become courageous enough to step forward to say, I have learned how to cope. People that have, and this is what my therapist told me, people that have anxiety and anxiousness are not taking responsibility for their emotions and how they feel. They push it away. They don't talk about it. They don't know how to cope. And that format creates them having panic attacks and continuing to not know how to cope because they don't know what the response is going to be. And because they don't know what the response is going to be, then they rather just not deal with it. So if you have anxiety, if you have anxiousness, and I am not a doctor, I can only share my experience with you and what my doctor told me, you lack coping skills when it comes to certain things. So strengthen your coping skill game. And hopefully the tips that I gave you today will help you. Okay. I love you guys. Y'all have an awesome and amazing day today. Be great. Okay. Don't let a whirlwind of your emotions overwhelm you. Acknowledge and honor and respect the emotions that are coming forth because they are telling you you need to cope with this so that I don't separate my body and my mind again. I kind of say truth, that part. I love you guys. Y'all have an awesome and amazing day today. Be great. Be wonderful. Be you. Be your authentic self. Hashtag be authentic. Okay. Hashtag buy procrastination. Hashtag learn to cope. Connie said it hurts, but it's the truth. I'm sorry that it hurts. But if it hurts, you've already done the first step. So I'm proud of you for doing that. Saying it hurts instead of making a choice to push it down and acknowledge it, that's huge. That's one of the first steps of getting rid of your anxiety and your anxiousness. It is the first step. So now that you know that it hurts, go backward. I'm hurting. Why are you hurting? Go backwards and then create a solution. I challenge you. Go backward, create a solution. And then you will have the coping skill again. So the next time you hear this, it won't hurt. Y'all be great. My name is Tina Wolf. Bookwithtina.com is my website. You are welcome, Carla. Thank you so much for confirming. And I look forward to seeing what some of the comments are going to be in the group. This is a great topic. Make sure you compliment at least 5 people a day because you never know whose life you can change. You never know whose vibration you can raise up. And you never know what door of opportunity you can open up by simply paying a compliment. Be great. Love, peace, joy, and happiness. Make sure you accept help in your life. Healing, energy, love, and peace. And accept help, healing, energy, love, and power. Y'all be great. Mwah. Get control of those emotions and acknowledge them today. Love you guys. Bye.